Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to Grandma's Kitchen. Friend, this afternoon Grandma have an interesting dish to show you. When she was growing up, what we used to feed her. So friends, today Grandma is going to make something that she calls doughboy. Some of the other Caribbean islands have different name for it, friends. Some of them would call it roast bake. Some of them would call it toto, but we call it doughboy. So friends, I'm going to give you the ingredients as I go along, and I'm going to put it together so you can see what Grandma is doing. So here we are, friends. Grandma have some grated coconut. So coconut is very important in this meal. So this is our grated shredded coconut. Grandma is putting, this could be about a cup of coconut. It was in the bowl. So friends, Grandma have here, this is one of the ingredients Grandma have. Grandma have a half teaspoon of nutmeg. It's very important. Nutmeg is very powerful and also it's very healthy. So Grandma is going to put 1 cup of all-purpose flour into the bowl. So Grandma already have a cup of coconut, a half teaspoon of nutmeg, a cup of all-purpose flour. Now Grandma is going to, you don't have to, but some people do, just to make it moist a little bit. You can put butter if you want, you can put Crisco, you can put oil, but Grandma choose to put 2 tablespoons of Crisco into her flour to mix to make the doughboy. And friends, Grandma is going to get something interesting that she forget, and that's the most important part of this doughboy. So Grandma is getting her stuff. So friends, this is baking powder, and we must put baking powder into this doughboy so it can rise, it will be light. So friends, here we are. Grandma is going to put a half tablespoon of baking powder, because this baking powder is very strong and you don't want it to overpower your stuff. So here we are, friends. As I said, Grandma is making a doughboy today. Friends, outside, you just want to stay in your couch today with your blanket. You don't want to do too much. So Grandma decided to show you this short meal. So here we are. Grandma already put her baking powder, her flour, her coconut, her Crisco, and also a pinch of nutmeg. So now Grandma is going to add the water, but before that Grandma is going to rinse her hand a bit. So Grandma will rinse her hand, and Grandma is going to put her friends, one more thing Grandma's supposed to get. I'm going to put a pinch of salt in it. I won't have any taste. So Grandma is going to go in with about a half teaspoon of salt. Grandma is putting into her coconut, her doughboy. As I said, there are different names for this. Some people would call it roast bake, some people would call it toto, but for us, we call it doughboy. So here I am. Grandma is putting a cup of water, and it's water at room temperature. Grandma puts inside it, and now Grandma is kneading her flour, friends. I don't want my sleeve to get in it, but Grandma is kneading up her doughboy. As I said, this is one of our interesting meal our mom used to make for us for dinner. We used to have it, and then we probably have some minty, whatever bush they feel like giving us, friends. They would give it to us to go with this meal. So as I said, Grandma is going to knead this flour until it stops sticking to her hands. If I have to add a little bit more flour, that's okay, because I prepared for it, friends. So Grandma is going to knead this. You don't need to do too much of kneading. It's like you're kneading the flour to fry, but this time Grandma is making this to go in the oven. And friends, before, back in the day, our parents, they have the outside kitchen actually, and then when you're making this doughboy, we used to have the coal pot. Some of you might not know what a coal pot is, and I'm sorry I don't have anything here to show you. But we used to have the coal pot, and they would put coals in it, friends, at the bottom. And this doughboy, they would put it in banana leaf, and then they would put it in the pot. We would have like a crock pot, and they would put it in the pot, and then they cover it. They find something to cover it. They cover it with, back then we used to say they cover it with a piece of galvanized or something, but you have to have a piece of metal to cover it. And then they would put the fire on top. So friends, when this finished baking, when they take the cover off from the top in the bush, sometimes they flip the doughboy, or if not, they just let it simmer and cook there. So friends, as I need this flour, I don't need to leave it to prove or anything. It's just baking powder in it. And as I said, it's very simple. So here we are. Grandma put it on that. This is what I'm going to bake it in. So you can shape it. I'm not making an over big one, but this one, if you're a family of 3, a family of 4, you have a couple of slices of this for the night, friends, and it would be a good meal. So here we are, friends. This is the doughboy. Grandma is going to put it into the oven here now, because this is it. Grandma finished kneading it, and Grandma put it on this pan, and she's going to put it in the oven. So here we go, friends. But first, Grandma is going to rinse her hands for a little bit. Take some of that flour off her hands so she can be free. So here we go, friends. This doughboy is going into the oven, friends. And friends, as Grandma said, if Grandma was to take all the time to show you what she's doing, you wouldn't see the end of some of Grandma's dish, because some of Grandma's dish takes an hour to cook, friends. So here we are. Grandma is going to bring out her dish. Friends, this is the doughboy that Grandma was talking about, friends. So here we go. This is the doughboy that Grandma put it in the oven ahead of time, friends, because we won't have enough time to bake the doughboy actually in front of you. So Grandma went ahead, and this is her bake. This is her doughboy. And friends, Grandma want to show you what she's doing also on the stove. So this, what you're seeing in the pan there right now, is what you call it there? Smoked fish. Actually, Grandma brought this fish with her from St. Vincent. It's actually called cornfish. So as I said before, they dry it in salt, and it preserves, and it can stay as long as you want it to stay. So here we are. Grandma is frying up her cornfish to go with the doughboy. And friends, on the side, Grandma is not leaving out anything. On the side, Grandma is showing you that she's steaming some spinach, friends. So back then, our parents would make this doughboy, as I said, and then we would have our fish, whether it's fried or this same smoked fish, and then our cornfish, and then they would give us some greens on the side. So the greens on the side is the spinach, and this is our fish frying up there. Grandma start ahead of time, and this is the doughboy, friends. So friends, Grandma is going to try to plate that meal so you can see what she was doing. As Grandma said to you, these meals take time to cook. So Grandma start ahead of time so that she don't keep you that long. Because if I was to bake this doughboy from scratch in front of you, friends, it would take over an hour. Grandma don't want to take your time like that. So here we go. with our doughboy. Grandma is going in with her fried cornfish. Grandma is going to put something on the plate here, friends, but I'm going to move some of my stuff away. So this would be the fish that Grandma fried up. Grandma, you put her onions, her garlic, her sweet pepper, and Grandma fried this up for us, friends. So here we are, and as I said, it's a bake. We normally our parents would use it for a dinner. And Grandma is going to plate her other stuff just to show us how interested this meal is, friends. Grandma is going to put away some of her stuff, and Grandma is going to take time and come back and show you her interested stuff. So here we are, friends. The spinach doesn't take too long, just a few minutes. And friends, I like to steam my spinach a bit because sometimes you would hear news about the spinach. But for me, I always love to steam it a little bit. So if there is any pesticides, if there is any whatever bacteria in it, friends, at least you already steam it so it wouldn't cause much harm. So as Grandma said, this is her doughboy here, looking lovely. Grandma bake it in her pan. It look lovely, friends. Grandma take off the cover from it just to show you how delicious this doughboy looking, friends. So here Grandma is showing you her dish. Grandma is showing us what she did today. I'm going to clean up a little bit so Grandma can show you a little bit more, friends. So here we go. This is the interested dish. As Grandma going again, this is the interested dish. This is our doughboy, friends. And friends, I'm going to tell you about it. Yeah, you might ask, oh Grandma, so why this doughboy looking like that? Friends, that's because I cage it into the cake pan. If I was to put it on a flat dish, it would be more flat. But Grandma decided to put it in the cake pan to get a round shape instead. So friends, here we are. This is a dinner for a family. As I said, we have our fish here. We have our spinach, and also this is our bake. So Grandma is going to try and slice it and put it on the plate and let you see how nice and delicious it looks. Because friends, you cannot taste it. So Grandma is going to show you how nice and delicious this meal look, friends. So bear with Grandma. Grandma is coming. Grandma is simply going to plate this doughboy just to show you. Grandma is going to go in to cut a slice, friends. As I said, for some of us from the old school who remember that doughboy that our parents used to make, friends, they used to put it in the banana bush, as I explained. And they used to use a coal pot to bake it. Not so much the oven, but they use a coal pot to bake it. I don't know, maybe these time around now, maybe people putting it in their oven. But they used to use the coal pot on the outside. And they bake this meal. And this meal, friends, it's hot. This meal is a very delicious meal. Back then, a lot of us used to love when our parents make this meal because it's something light for dinner. It wasn't anything heavy that friends, look at it. It wasn't anything heavy and it's cooked on the inside. As you can see, it's cooked on the inside. So friends, I'm going to put like what they would give us for our dinner. Very interested meal, friends. So we'll have some callaloo, spinach. Our callaloo used to be the young dasheen heart, or we can use our spinach We used to have watercress or even cabbage, friends. I wanted actually was to make the cabbage on the side, but when Grandma checked the fridge, there was no cabbage, friends. And Grandma went outside already in the snow. Friends, it was hard to navigate in the snow. Actually, I walked. I didn't drive today. I walked, and it was very hard. So friends, here is our dish. This is one person dish. As a child growing up, they would give us, but this was very healthy. And also they would make us some tea. They would probably make us cinnamon tea, mint tea, or even bay leaf. So friends, Grandma wants to thank you once more, and Grandma is asking you please to view her videos, to share her videos, to leave a comment, a very respectful one in the comment section below, and also to subscribe, and also to share with your friends. So tell a friend Grandma is baking, Grandma is cooking, and you can learn something new from Grandma. So friends, here we are. Grandma want to say thank you once more, and have a great evening.